Every day it gets a little bit colder. This time of year, it's hard to live without a place to spend the night. Standing on the side of the road, I hold out my cup, waiting for the next red light. It's been a while since I stopped shivering, but I know that it's not a positive sign. One step closer to hypothermia is what that means. One step closer to freezing to death. I've seen it before. I set the cup down between my feet, holding it in place with my toes, which are also numb, and I blow a hot breath of air on my fingertips. I do this several times until I can feel something in the tips of them again. Snow begins to fall, and I look up at the sky and stick my tongue out, catching the flakes. I don't want a white Christmas, but here it comes anyway. The blizzard begins to come down, and the car traffic disappears completely, except for the odd vehicle trudging through the snow, attempting to brave the weather to do some last-minute Christmas shopping on Christmas Eve, or to get to a family dinner. I can almost smell the roasting turkey like my mom used to make, that gravy, the stuffing, the mashed potatoes and cranberry sauce. I can practically taste my dad's endless hors d'oeuvres and his famous charcuterie plate. As I think about these things with my hand stuck out holding my cup full of petty change, time begins to mean nothing after all. I drift off and think about being warm, inside the house in front of the fire, eating turkey sandwiches with gravy, and opening presents under the tree, hot chocolate and marshmallows, and waiting for Santa Claus to come down the chimney. A voice startles me awake, and I realize two people are standing over me. I've been sitting on the curb in a daze and allowing the snow to collect upon me, covering me in a thick suit of crystal white powder. "Look, Daddy, someone built a little snowman on the side of the road." It is the voice of a little boy, and I can't help but feel like he sounds familiar. Somebody left a cup here too for donations. "Can I leave $1, Dad? Can I?" Another voice replies, this one even more familiar, and I realize who they are. "Sure, son, go ahead. Make a wish when you do. It's Christmas after all." I felt the weight of a coin dropping into the can I held in my hand. "I wish that Greg would come back home," said the boy. "So do I," said the man, as the two of them walked away. "So do I." I wanted to chase after them, to go with them. I tried to move, but couldn't budge from the curb where I was frozen. My lips wouldn't open to scream, and the snow began to fall again. There's a reason your parents want you sound asleep when Santa comes to the house. There's a reason it's even mentioned in Christmas songs. It's because Santa is not the one who comes to your house on Christmas Eve. Santa's not the one that leaves the presents. He's not the one who eats the cookies or fills the stockings. He's not the one in the red outfit who crawls down your chimney. Santa's the one that makes the toys. Someone, something else delivers them. How else do you think he does that? One man? One fat, out-of-shape man, rounding the world in one night? Impossible. He could never do it without help. I know. I know because I've seen it. One Christmas Eve, long after my parents had gone to bed, long after they'd given their warnings, my brother and I crept out of our room to investigate. My brother was 3 years younger than me, barely 4 years old, and it was a challenge keeping him quiet as we kept vigil at the top of the stairs. We had a clear line of sight to the Christmas tree, but we managed to be relatively hidden behind the railing in the unlit hallway. Some time after that, after an eternity of waiting, we heard something coming, something slithering down the chimney. Not quite a man, not quite a snake. 2 pairs of arms, thin and muscular. shiny neon lizard yellow eyes, a flashy row of sharpened needle teeth. Something on the top of the head too spiky to be hair and too pliable to be bone. It moved fast, quickly sliding around the tree and placing the presents. With multiple arms, it could eat the cookies we left out and still stack packages. I was old enough to be horrified by its mottled gray skin and fiendish fangs, but my little brother was too young to be afraid. "Santa?" he called out, recognizing only the uniform. I tried to hush and grab him, but he was already awkwardly making his way down the stairs, arms outstretched, smile on his face, while I still stayed wrapped in shadow. I know why your parents don't want you up when Santa comes to the house. I know why Santa's outfit is red. I know cookies aren't Santa's favorite snack. I used to have a brother, but after that Christmas, I'm the only one who remembers him. Barely. And now, even his name escapes me. If you want a truly Merry Christmas, be sure you're asleep when he arrives, and don't fake it. He knows when you're awake. It was Christmas Eve and I was a freshman in high school. My family has been split up for some time, so normally we trade off Christmas Day and Christmas Eve every year. And this year I'd come home early from my grandparents' Christmas party, while everyone else was at my aunt and uncle's celebrating another party. When I was dropped off, my cousins offered to stay with me for a few hours, yet I declined. I thought I could watch some of my new DVDs and get some alone time in the house, which was rare. I had noticed an unfamiliar car parked on the street, but didn't think anything of it, considering it was Christmas Eve. Probably a neighbor's relative or something. After I got inside, I locked the door, grabbed snacks, and started to settle in. I hadn't been home for more than 15 minutes when there was a knock at the door. I unlocked the door and opened it only a crack to see a man standing there. Dark hair, glasses, slightly overweight and dressed casually. He didn't look like much of a threat, but my stomach dropped to the floor. He asked, "I was wondering about the car outside. Is it for sale?" I told him I didn't think so. "Is there someone here I can talk to about it?" I said, and quite stupidly I might add, "No, you can come back another time," and shut the door and turned the lock as fast as I possibly could. He reached for the handle immediately and started pounding on the door. I heard a string of profanities and the pounding stopped. Terrified, I was crawling on the floor to the phone, hoping he wouldn't be able to see me through the window. Then I heard the noises. Our house had an open garage door, and it led through to the laundry room, where the door lock was broken, and no one had bothered to fix it. Just then I heard a man yell, and I saw the man through the window run to his car and drive off. My uncle had gotten home just in time and scared the man off. Who knows what would have happened if he hadn't made it home in time. Sadly, we didn't get the plate number, and nothing ever came of it. But I'll never be home alone on a holiday again. This happened about 10 years ago. I've been in this subreddit for a while, and I only just remembered that this happened to me, and that it's a relevant story here. The story takes place on Christmas break of that year. My mom worked at a nearby apartment complex as a manager, so she'd pick me up from school at 2:40 and bring me home instead of riding the bus for hours. The day is completely normal so far. She picks me up from school and brings me home. Not more than 10 minutes after I'm home, a black car pulls up in the driveway, and I hear a hard knock on the door. I look through the glass on the front of the door, and I can clearly see a man wearing a hoodie and laying on the ground in front of my door. I guess he assumed he was completely obscured because my mom had a wreath on the door, and the space between the window and the bottom of the door was wide enough that someone could probably assume I couldn't see them. Well, I saw him. I ran and grabbed the house phone, called the police from the kitchen where I could see the car. I had a machete. Teenager that thought swords and stuff were cool, don't judge me, and waited around the corner of the door while still on the phone with the police. At this point, the man knocks again, so I took matters into my own hands. I yell as loud as I can, "Leave now or I'll fucking kill you." I had a pretty deep voice for my age, so I guess he thought I was a full-grown man, because this man got up and hauled ass like an Olympic sprinter. 3 minutes or so pass and the police get to my house. We had no cameras or anything, so there's really nothing to go off to pursue this man. The cops pretty much just tell me that I handled the situation well, and that the law is about self-defense. The man never returns, and that's the end of my Let's Not Meet story. I've looked back on this a lot over the years, and this man almost certainly wanted to rob us. What's most creepy about this to me is that he most likely scoped us out, saw that I was just a teenage boy and a single mother, went through the trouble of learning our routines, and waited for what he thought was the ideal moment to rob us. We bought a handgun because of this, so I never really lost any sleep over this because I knew if he came back, that I had a surprise for him too. Thank you guys for watching and listening. I hope everyone has a safe and happy holiday season this year. I want to thank each and every one of you that watches my videos regularly and shows support in the comment section. Your comments keep me going and keep me motivated to continue to make this channel great. If you want your true scary story featured on an upcoming video, email it to thesinfulsavant@gmail.com. My email link will be in the description box below as well. Until we meet again, stay safe and stay sinful.